Alright chat, we have reached once again that time in the year where Geoff Keighley tries to convince us that this award show is a democracy. It is not, but I'm going to vote anyway. Game of the year. This is such a good lineup. This is a much better lineup than last year. Of course I haven't played the bigger one. I've not played Death Stranding 2 or Donkey Kong. I have played Hades 2, I'm playing it right now. I'm still playing Skong, nearly finished it, and I've not played Kingdom Come. I don't feel comfortable voting for Expedition 33 because I've not played it. I am going to play it very soon, it is on my list. I also don't want to vote for Skong. I know. And the reason for this is that honestly I have too many criticisms of the game for me to think out of this lineup it deserves Game of the Year. It's wonderful. Solid, like, 9 out of 10. But there's just so many things I don't like about it. And I honestly think Hades 2 is a perfect sequel. And I know this is going to win it. I think we all know this is going to win it. But I'm going to vote for Hades 2. Best game direction. I don't know if other people feel the same. I feel like everyone's forgotten about Ghost of Yotei. I've not seen anyone talking about this game, apart from the fact that you can throw pocket fen at people, which is hilarious. I've also seen nothing about Death Stranding 2 since it came out. No conversation, no praise, no criticisms. Of course, this is going to win everything. There's no debate here. This is going to win everything it's nominated for. But I'm going to vote Hades 2 again. And it's nice that Split Fiction got a shout here. Best narrative. I've played none of these. I'll vote Expedition 33. Best art direction. Ooh, art direction. It's between Hades 2 and Skong. From what I've seen is 33, beautiful game. Colour palette's wonderful. The UI, from what I've seen as well, is also very nice. But I've seen very little of that game, and I'm keeping it that way until I play it. Because if it's truly as good as people say it is, I want to go into that shit raw. No protection. But the art direction of Skong was so good. Hades 2 is of course wonderful, but it's a lot of the same of Hades 1. And the art style's fantastic, especially the character portraits. But the areas and colour palettes in Silksong are just so wonderful. Honestly, I think it's one of the game's biggest strengths. Okay, Skong it is. Best score and music. This is a tough one, because Silksong's score is wonderful. But I don't think it's as good as Hollow Knight 1. Hot take, maybe. Perhaps. Could be. But it might still be the best option of this lineup. Again, I've not heard any music from 33. I've heard maybe 5-second clips from the soundtrack and it sounds insane. And it may very well deserve this award. But I don't want to vote for it knowing I haven't heard it. Especially against things like Hades 2 and Silksong, which I have heard. And they are S tier. I'm going to vote for Skong. But it's very close between Hades 2 and Skong. Best audio design. Battlefield 6. Nice. Shroud will fucking love that. Out of all these games, I've only played Battlefield 6. That's mad. I'll just say Battlefield 6. Best performance. Daredevil. Should I let the devil out? Of course Troy Baker's here because Troy Baker. I've actually heard none of these performances. Insane. I ain't up to date on shit. I'm gonna vote Charlie for Daredevil. The bias is insane, but I don't care. You can swallow my entire whole. Innovation in accessibility. I can never vote FIFA out of pure just moral standing. Just out of principle, FIFA should not be awarded anything. If anything, we should have a segment in the Game Awards where we give acknowledgement to FIFA to specifically say how much of a shithouse it is. South of Midnight, not a fucking clue, brother. Doom, Atomfall, and Assassin's Creed Chat. We're not giving this anything. Ubisoft need to suffer. They have one foot in the grave already. Let's keep it that way. Let's get both feet in that fucking grave. I'll vote Doom. Games for impact. No Genshin. Did I make that joke last year? Games for impact. And there's no Genshin. Consume Me. I'm sure that's a wonderful game. I can't vote here. I'm going to vote Consume Me because that title's funny. Best ongoing game. Okay, there's no competition. For me, there's no competition here. Rivals is such a fun fucking game. I'm embarrassed with how many hours I've put into this game. The game's like a year old at this point, and it's just so much fun. If you don't communicate with other people, it's so much fun. If you don't play the game with other people. Yeah, with these type of games, the biggest downfall is always the community, because unfortunately this game has attracted a lot of the Overwatch fan base, and they either like minors or are just insufferable to listen to. And I imagine it's kind of hard to play Overwatch now considering Two Mad Soul lives in the game. Like the fucking old woman from Insidious 2. But yeah, Rivals. Easy fucking decision. Best community support. Helldivers 2 has a very good community in terms of people who are passionate about the game. No Man's Sky can eat my nuts. Fortnite, that shit's just funny. Final Fantasy, do not care. Baldur's Gate 3, apparently Baldur's Gate 3's community is very supportive. This isn't about the support of the community, it's about the game's devs' communication and transparency. So with that, I will give it to Baldur's Gate 3, because Helldivers 2 has had some slip-ups in the past. But unfortunately for Arrowhead, the North remembers. Best independent game. Oh well, who's gonna win this? I'll go Hades 2. Also, it is wonderful that half of the nominees for best indie game are in the running for Game of the Year. I think that just shows how fucking shit AAA games are now. Best debut. Is there any point? I'll give you, okay, 33. Take my fucking vote. Best mobile game, Persona 5. Destiny, no, Destiny can, again, polish my ring. I think Uma Musume might win this. This game was huge when it came out. I could not escape like anime horsewomen for like a month. But I'm gonna vote Persona 5 because I'm biased. Best VR. Who gives a fuck? Alien, because, good God, imagine the sloppy. Best action game, Hades 2. Any category that has Hades 2 in it for me probably is going to win. I think it's probably the best game of the year. Apart from 33, the best game I've played of the year. Best action adventure. No Hades 2. Although it says traversal and puzzle solving, that's not really Hades 2. Hades 2 is just women with hands. Either women that serve up hands, women that teach you to use those hands, or women whose hands I want on me. Either way, it's all good. Out of all these, yeah, Silksong. Best RPG. There's no competition here. Look, it's always there. Best fighting game. I've heard of none of these games. I will go with Virtua Fighter because it's by RGG, and I am again biased. Best family game. I cannot vote for Mario Kart World, simply because that game was priced at, what, $80? As well as £80 in the UK? That's absurd. I don't think I've even paid $80 for a special edition of a game in the past. And we cannot award that. And a lot of people agree with me until GTA 6 comes out and they fold because they're stupid, but that's a problem for the future. Honestly, I'd say Split Fiction. I've seen a good few playthroughs of it, and it just looks like a fun time, especially with someone else, so why not? Best sim/strategy. Fuck me, I don't know. I'll give it to Civ 7 because, funny enough, I've only played Civ 5, but I spent New Year's Eve in 2013? 2012? I spent New Year's Eve as Egypt taking over China, and that's a core memory now, so I will give it to Civ 7. Best sports/racing. No thank you. F1, who cares? Not you, you overpriced fuck. Which just leaves these two. I've not played Rematch yet. I plan to play it in the next week or two. Just like a first impressions kind of thing. I bought it back in June, July. I've still not played it. But I will support Slow Clap because they delivered a banger before, so I have faith. Best multiplayer. Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6, Night Rain Peak, and Split Fiction. Immediately, I'm going to rule out Arc Raiders. I've heard the game's very good from people who are into that. However, voting for this game would mean giving a crumb of acknowledgement to that dickhead Shroud, who thinks that shit should be nominated for Game of the Year. A multiplayer shooter is never going to be nominated for Game of the Year. Realistically, it's not. Maybe here and there over the years, actually. Overwatch did win in 2016, but that shit was raw back at the time. But a game like that is not going to win Game of the Year when you got games like Hades 2, Silksong, and Expedition 33 coming out. Even looking in past years, but in 2018, God of War, Red Dead 2, Spider-Man. You are not putting up a multiplayer shooter with no campaign against games like that. It's a different class. It would have to be exceptional for a multiplayer shooter to get nominated alongside games like that. And Arc Raiders received a lot of praise. I doubt it's that good. Battlefield 6, I played the beta, it was fun. Got another tank. Really? I've not played the main game. Nah. Night Rain, I have played. Night Rain is very fun. Night Rain is so fun to me because it's like Elden Ring without the commitment. It's not you just rerunning the game you've ran several times, be like, oh, I'll do this build this time. That shit takes the piss getting through a game that big. But in Night Rain, you just drop in, Fortnite, find what you can, fight what you can with two other people. It's, it's quick in and out. A game can last 20 minutes, it can last 40, but it's so fun and it's so casual, and I think that's what appeals to me a lot. I've not played Peak, but me and the fellas do plan to do that.
me. I'm just a walking boner.
And Split Fiction, I know it's good, but Night Rain is getting my vote here. Best adaptation. Now I have strong feelings about this because I've heard things about Until Dawn. All I've heard is that it's fucking shit. I don't know why a game that is 11 years old now, I believe, 10 or 11 years old, is getting an adaptation when the original game, the original material, is not outdated in the slightest. It holds up very well. And it was essentially like an interactive movie game to begin with, like a Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, Detroit Become Human type shit. Why is that being made into a film? Just play the fucking game. Last of Us Season 2. I watched Season 1. I don't think there's any point in adapting Last of Us into a show. It would translate very well, but that's just because the original material is so story-focused and plot-focused. But I don't give a shit about Last of Us. Splinter Cell Deathwatch, did not know that existed. This is the first time I've heard about this. Ubisoft are attacked? No thank you. Devil May Cry. I love Devil May Cry. And like a lot of people who love Devil May Cry, I've only played the 5th game. I do own the other games. I do want to play them. I am going to play them. You will see that at some point. But this adaptation was fucking shit. From what I know about the story of Devil May Cry 1, 2, 3, 4, leading into 5, this just fucking fucks it up. And that's mainly because Adi Shankar is a hack piece of shit who takes IPs, sticks their name on his project that has fucking nothing to do with the source material and just runs with his own shit. It's a fan fiction. And also, Lady is the most insufferable character I've seen in the show in a long time. She's like Makoto Nijima if, like, something went wrong.
Calls for your sweet cute ass and it started.
But yeah, Devil May Cry Reddit edition is not getting any fucking vote from me. Which leaves this. I went to the cinemas to see this with the boys to take the piss. And we found it very funny. The Minecraft movie still sucks dick, but at least it's funny. I have never been more flawed in my life. I don't remember being speechless in recent years, other than when I heard a Minecraft pig, on screen say General Chungus.
General Chungus!
That shit is generational. What the fuck were they thinking? So I'm gonna vote for it. Most anticipated, yeah, we don't need to talk about this. Although, I know this will win, but out of all these games, I'm probably most looking forward to Resident Evil 9. Wolverine? I don't really care. Insomniac have done a good job with Spider-Man, taking some decisions that I didn't like. But overall, the quality of the narrative is wonderful. Oh wait, no, I missed this. I missed Witcher 4. Although that's I'm not really anticipating that as much as Resident Evil 9, because Witcher 4 is years away. Resident Evil 9's in 3 months. 007, don't care. Yeah, I'll go Resident Evil 9. Content Creator of the Year. Now I'm torn here. I don't give a shit about him. I do not give a shit about him. I think Charlie's a very funny man. And the fact that as a content creator he's been able to have his voice in a game as big as Dispatch, I think that puts him forward for the award more. Again, important and positive impact on the community. I'd say him getting to the point where he can voice act in a game of that size alongside like Aaron Paul and Laura Bailey. That's big. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at here. But the reason I say I'm torn is because I'm either going to vote for Charlie just out of sheer accomplishment and because I think he's a funny man, or the VTuber because that in itself is a disgraceful act. I'll vote Charlie. You've swayed me. Best esports game. Who gives a fuck? Not Valorant because that's full of offenders. Mobile Legends Bang Bang. That title alone loses the vote. League of Legends, no, full of offenders. Dota 2, sure, I guess. And Counter-Strike 2, full of Russians. So it's between Counter-Strike 2 and Dota 2. I'll go Dota 2. Best esports athlete. Brock, Chovy, Forsaken, Kakaru, Menard, and Zywoo? These two are Valorant players, so we know they've got a record. Valorant, League of Legends, Valorant. This half of the roster are banned from being within 100 meters of a playground. Street Fighter, Counter-Strike 2. Counter-Strike 2, we know what the player base of that game's like. This man probably has an affinity with slurs. So it's between the two Street Fighter guys. I don't like his beard, so I'm going to go with Kakaru. Best esports team. Genji, League of Legends, no. Valorant, no. Team Liquid PH. PH. What does that stand for? Because in my mind, that stands for something not related to gaming. Off of that alone, I might go for Liquid PH. Oh, okay, so that's it. That that was quick. I think I spent a lot longer debating last year. Last year I did say my game of the year was Stellar Blade, and I stand by that all the fucking way. For me it was between Persona 3, Infinite Wealth and Stellar Blade, and I gave it to Stellar Blade purely off of the fact that Stellar Blade was... Stellar Blade? Motherfucker. Stellar Blade was an original entry, and Infinite Wealth is a sequel, Persona 3 Reload is a remake. That's what puts it forward for me. But for me last year, those three games were pretty much equal. But this year, my game of the year is a bit more straightforward. It's just Hades 2. Silksong I have criticisms about, which I'm going to address at a later date in its own production. And I've not played Expedition 33. This year was much less eventful, goddamn. Although I think the quality of what we got this year was better than last year. Skong, Hades 2, Expedition 33. We were blessed with content and Dispatch. Dispatch is apparently very, very fun. I need that demon lady. But yeah, shit, don't forget to vote. If you don't, then it's not gonna matter. It's decided by a jury. There is no democracy. Our votes mean nothing. But if you don't vote, I'm going to come to your house and I will find you. And you know what happens then?